We'll look into a scenario in which Djibouti makes an empire. And the first thing they do is they take advantage of the situation in Yemen and they invade Yemen. This is pretty much an opportunist empire at this point. They may say, but are they really opportunist or are they just smart? Well, an opportunist is smart, so let's say they are. And the Djibouti Empire expands into Yemen. Oh my god, can you imagine how much jokes will probably be made about me saying that over and over again? But they managed to invade and they take Aden and Sanya from the country, and the country has no choice but to capitulate. Djibouti, being the smart nation it is, it annexes the people, right? And it puppets nothing, basically. Annexes the best part of the country. It puppets the worst part of the country. Well, then again, it was part of Britain, so that's why it's so bad, probably. With starting a war with Ethiopia and some local warlord groups and Somalia join in. But Ethiopia doesn't stand a chance. They barely stood a chance against their own people. What chance do they have against a different country? And well, I forgot to mention this part. Djibouti took the weapons from all the bases, borrowed them. With them cutting the north off from the south of the country, with the northern part of the country capitulating. With them pushing down into even further territory, even into Somali territory. And when Somalia hears word of what they've been doing in these lands, well, Somalia joins the war. Somaliland was already part of the war, but there's nothing they can really do. With them pushing back in the south in Ethiopia, and they push up in the north here with helping Ethiopia. But the Djibouti Empire decides to go over here. Well, this is a successful attack. And with their successful attack, they manage to siege a lot of land. They've taken this much land now, so they're doing pretty well. Well, I guess you probably agree with that. With the northern part of Somalia falling, a stalemate sets in. And during the stalemate, the Djibouti Empire goes on an expansion spree into Eritrea to demoralize the forces they're up against, showing they can just walk over while holding a stalemate. But they only managed to do this. Then Ethiopia and Somalia launch a counter-offensive, pushing them out of hundreds of thousands of kilometers squared. Or thousands of miles. Doesn't really matter. It's just an estimate. With a stalemate being reached for the rest of the war, and eventually they both agree to peace. And, well, we all know the line this peace treaty is drawn upon. They have no claim to this territory, really. Let's see what they do. They take over this area. They take over here. They take over all of this. And then they leave the rest with the two countries. With Ethiopia getting returned these territories. Somalia, only a sliver. And that's like all the Djibouti Empire probably would expand into, to be honest. Because it's not like they're the strongest nation. They can't take over all of Africa. They can't go up against a bigger power. But because this video would be too short if I end it now. Edit, undo. This is not what I'm trying to do. This isn't working well. But they decide to go to war with Saudi Arabia. They know Oman will get involved, so they put troops on that border. And all of Saudi Arabia's allies join the war. Well, not all of them. There's a few more, but they're busy doing something else, I guess. With them launching their two offensives. With Arabia being shocked at this. Unfortunately, sooner or later, they're completely kicked back. But that's not that big of a deal, because they're focused on the front they're advancing in. Then this breaks as they cut off supply lines and go behind the front lines. They're forced to withdraw to this line, and another offensive is made over here. But these offensives failed. But every time there's a counteroffensive, it's causing less and less of a negative effect, which is good, for this country at least. And eventually they agree to peace. All these nations agree to peace. Why? Because they have no other choice. And let's see what the Djiboutian Empire. Oh wait, I need to get rid of two that aren't puppets. And this is what the final result is. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out. But not until you subscribe. Bye, guys.